Did you know there are insects that can do amazing things? Well, buckle up because we're going on an adventure to discover some of the most unusual insects on our planet. From the tiniest ant to the largest butterfly, insects are everywhere. They buzz around our gardens, they crawl under our beds, and they even live inside our homes. But did you know that these little critters are essential to our ecosystem? They help plants grow, they clean up the environment, and they even provide food for other animals. But that's not all. Some insects have unique abilities that make them stand out from the crowd. Can you imagine an insect that can explode, or one that can perfectly disguise itself? Or what about an insect that farms its own food or dances to woo its mate? So, are you ready to meet these fascinating creatures? Let's dive in. Imagine an insect that can create a mini explosion to protect itself. Meet the bombardier beetle. In the world of insects, there are many who have their own unique and fascinating ways to protect themselves. But let's be honest, none of them quite match the explosive style of the bombardier beetle. This little critter is a real-life superhero, equipped with its own inbuilt chemical weapon. Just like how we mix baking soda and vinegar to create a fizzy eruption at home, the bombardier beetle mixes two chemicals inside its body. It's like having a tiny chemistry lab within. But this isn't for a science fair project. Oh no, it's for something way cooler. The beetle's body houses two separate compartments, each storing a different chemical. When danger approaches, these chemicals combine inside a third compartment, kind of like a mixing bowl. This causes a reaction that results in a hot, explosive spray. Now, think of a kettle whistling as the water inside gets too hot. Similarly, the bombardier beetle releases this hot, explosive spray with a loud pop. It's like their own personal smoke signal, only it's too hot to handle for their predators. This explosive spray is not just hot, it's super hot, reaching temperatures close to that of boiling water. Imagine being a predator trying to catch this beetle for lunch, only to get a face full of hot, stinky spray. Talk about a surprise. The bombardier beetle's unique defense mechanism is a perfect example of nature's wonders. It's a little insect with a big bang, teaching us that size doesn't always matter when you have the right tools. So next time you see a beetle, remember it might just be an explosive expert in disguise. But don't worry, bombardier beetles are harmless to us humans. They only use their explosive talents to scare off their predators. Who knew beetles could be so explosive? Now onto our next unusual insect. What if I told you there was an insect that could look exactly like a beautiful flower? Say hello to the orchid mantis. In the world of insects, there's a master of disguise that stands out from the crowd. It's a creature so crafty, so cunning, that it's earned the title of the orchid mantis. Now you might be wondering, why is it called that? Well, this little critter has a secret superpower. It can make itself look exactly like an orchid flower. Imagine, if you will, being a bug in a garden, buzzing around, minding your own business. Suddenly you spot a beautiful, alluring orchid. But wait, that's no ordinary flower. It's an orchid mantis, perfectly camouflaged, waiting patiently to catch its dinner. The orchid mantis's disguise isn't just for show. It's a survival strategy, a way to hide from predators and catch its prey. Imagine you're a bird, fluttering above, looking for a tasty insect to eat. You scan the garden, but all you see are flowers. Little do you know, one of those flowers is actually the orchid mantis, hidden in plain sight. But it's not just about looking like a flower. The orchid mantis takes it a step further. It even acts like a flower. It sways gently in the breeze, just like a real orchid would do. Its movements are so convincing that unsuspecting insects are drawn in, thinking they've found a nectar-filled treat. But alas, they've stumbled into a trap. This clever little critter doesn't just rely on its looks, it also uses its sharp senses to detect when prey is near. When an insect gets too close, the orchid mantis strikes, capturing its dinner with lightning speed. Isn't the orchid mantis just beautiful and clever? It's the ultimate trickster in the insect world, using its floral facade to outwit both predators and prey. But remember, looks can be deceiving, especially when it comes to the master of disguise, the orchid mantis. But wait, there's more! Ever seen an ant carrying a piece of leaf? Well, you've just met a leafcutter ant, the tiny farmer. Welcome to the fascinating world of leafcutter ants. These hardworking tiny farmers are always on the move, And their farming strategy is something truly unique. Unlike us humans who grow crops like corn and wheat, these ants are all about fungus. Yes, you heard that right, fungus. Now let's dive into the process. The first step in the leafcutter ants' farming routine is to find a suitable leaf. They then use their sharp jaws to cut the leaf into a manageable size. It's a tough job, but these ants are stronger than they look. A leafcutter ant can carry a leaf 20 times its body weight. That would be like you or me lifting a car. Once they've got their leaf, they journey back to their colony. It's a long and challenging trek, but these ants are team players. They help each other out, and before long, they've got a whole pile of leaves ready to go. But what happens next is where the real magic happens. The ants don't eat these leaves. Instead, they use them as a kind of compost heap. They chew up the leaves and use them to grow a special type of fungus. This fungus is the ant's main source of food. It's a beautiful example of symbiosis, where two different species help each other out. So, the leafcutter ants are not just tiny farmers, but they are also tiny gardeners and tiny chefs, growing and preparing their own food. It's a lot of work, but these ants are up to the task. They've been farming like this for millions of years, and they've got it down to an art. Leafcutter ants sure know how to farm. Now, let's meet our final unusual insect. Our final guest is small but has a big personality. Let's welcome the peacock spider, the dancing king. In the world of insects, there's no better dancer than the peacock spider. These tiny performers, no larger than a grain of rice, have a flair for the dramatic. They're named after the peacock, a bird known for its dazzling, colorful display, and they sure live up to their namesake. Now, imagine you're at a dance-off. The spotlight is on, and the peacock spider steps up. It's not just about the moves, it's about the showmanship. And boy, does this little spider know how to put on a show. It begins with a wave of its third pair of legs, almost like it's saying, "Hello, watch this." Next, it lifts its abdomen high into the air, showing off vibrant colors that would make a rainbow jealous. Blues, reds, yellows, and greens shimmer in the sunlight. It's a sight to behold, a miniature disco ball of colors. But it's not just about looking good, it's about moving well too. Each peacock spider has its own unique dance moves. Some wiggle, some wave, and some jump. It's like each one has its own signature dance routine. Imagine having your own dance that nobody else can do. That's the peacock spider for you. Now, you might be wondering, why all this dancing? Well, it's all for love. That's right, these spiders perform their colorful, intricate dance to attract a mate. The better the dance, the more chances they have of winning over a partner. So the next time you're out on the dance floor, remember the peacock spider. With its vibrant colors and unique moves, it's a reminder that sometimes the smallest creatures can make the biggest impressions. The peacock spider truly knows how to put on a show. Now let's do a quick recap. Wow, we've met some truly unusual insects today, haven't we? Let's take a moment to remember our new friends. First, we learned about the bombardier beetle, the explosive expert, who uses a hot chemical spray to ward off predators. That's one fiery defense mechanism. Next, we discovered the orchid mantis, the master of disguise. This beauty blends in with flowers to catch its meals. Talk about a cunning hunter, huh? Then we met the leafcutter ant, the tiny farmer. These little workers cut leaves to grow their own food. Who knew ants could be such green thumbs? Lastly, we danced with the peacock spider, the dancing king. With its vibrant colors and funky dance moves, it really knows how to put on a show. Remember, these are just a few examples of the amazing insects that share our planet. So, the next time you see an insect, think about what unusual abilities it might have. Until next time, keep exploring.